Before we get started, I want to say a super special thank you to our very awesome patrons over on Patreon, Steve, Jonah, Caleb, and Erwin. Thank you all so very much for helping out the channel. It means the world to me, and it makes content easier to make because I have that safety net to fall back on from you guys and money to put back into the channel. So I really do appreciate the support. If you want to check out the Patreon for exclusive access to some very interesting content that you can only get over there, along with monthly shoutouts and some other stuff, the link is in the description as always. And now let's jump right into the video. T, I've received several humanitarian complaints about you not being involved in the top 5 lists or in this channel recently. What's going on with that?
I'm not supposed to respond.
Are you under an NDA perhaps?
Listen, I'm not gonna push it, so thanks, dude.
That's a good idea for your own safety.
No,
now,
thanks.
hey, we're going to be talking today about 5 more insane Easter eggs from the Batman Arkham series. You're allowed to speak now.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Little up the enthusiasm
I'm
here.
really excited about it.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll keep your eye on you. So, the first one we have is actually a little reference to our boy George Clooney.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Is he your favorite Batman?
He's my favorite Batman. Listen, is he the best? No, but the memes are aplenty, and I love his nipples. So
Yeah, me too.
You just gotta enjoy that.
That's what you got to say. What better compliment can you levy to a man than I love your nipples?
Gosh, I can't think of one. That's
I
for
can't
sure.
either.
But yeah, this one's in Asylum, I believe.
Yes.
And so what you'll see is if you are in, I think it's the medical room. Is it the medical building?
Yeah, it is.
And so if you're going through and you look at one of the tickers, like the computer screens, it'll scroll by and have like a kind of a muddied message that says, Dr. Clooney, report to gynecology. And that's a reference to him, obviously, as Batman in Batman and Robin. And then also, he was known as Dr. Doug Ross on the television drama ER.
I feel like you just read that directly off of the wiki.
No, it's all in my
without
head.
putting that in your own words at all. You didn't even change it.
No, it's all here. So
Okay.
I can't read. So.
I do actually think that is pretty funny, though, that also there's a little bit of tongue-in-cheek there to report to gynecology, like he's going to be going and looking at a lot of downstairs parts of people.
Of course he is.
Well, yeah, absolutely. He's George Clooney,
He's George
for
Clooney.
sure. Very handsome, suave man. I think he was born looking like he was a solid 10 out of 10, though.
Yeah, I would say without a doubt. He is the ultimate Chad.
Some would say.
If I would put my opinion on it.
But I also find it a little disturbing that there is a gynecology section of the asylum.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's very conscientious of them to make sure that everything's working for everyone.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I think that's great forward thinking, and I don't know what else to say about it.
No, I'm just happy about it. I think it was a good Easter egg, really.
This next one is really simple.
Yes.
And I think I'm going to play it, obviously, because it's very easy to get to. But in Wayne Tower, in Batman Arkham Knight, you can actually hear references to Lex Luthor himself from the man himself, because he leaves a little voicemail trying to acquire I believe it's the R&D, the Research and Development Division of Wayne Enterprises. So
yes, yeah, it's really cool because up in Wayne Tower, when you first get there, it's awesome because it's got the head of William Shakespeare up there, which is a reference, to the Adam West Batman, and then you open up.
Are you really just trying to destroy all of our future
Future
videos
Easter eggs,
by throwing these
that
out
one's
there?
ruined, dude.
I might throw it out there again. People will forget.
Yes, they will. Yes, just keep making them. But yeah, if you're going around, you can explore that stuff up in Bruce Wayne's office, and going up next to that voicemail on the phone machine, you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then there's, I believe, a message from Vicky Vale about trying to get with our boy Brucey boy.
Yeah, she's really horny.
Yeah, no doubt. Happy to hear it. And then it goes to Lex Luthor, and it's this long voicemail.
Mr. Wayne, Lex Luthor calling. Apologies for going via your direct line, but I grow tired of these games. LexCorp has made a very generous offer for Wayne Tech's Applied Sciences Division, yet your persistent unavailability begins to look less like a busy schedule and more like deliberately antagonistic behavior. Come now, meet with me. I'm sure we can come to an agreement. A man of your refined taste doesn't need an Applied Sciences Division after all. He needs another $1 billion.
And it's really cool because it connects, Metropolis and Gotham even more. You got a little bit of a reference, I think, in Arkham City.
Well, and we'll talk too, I think, in a different video about they actually reference Superman, some of the thugs as well.
Yes,
so there is a lot of references to these characters do exist still in the world of Arkham.
And they even connect personalities with Bruce Wayne and Lex Luthor, which is cool because you just got mostly distant references of it exists, but we're not really getting into it. This is a legitimate, well, maybe legitimate business transaction that's trying to go down.
An attempt at one.
Yes.
Or strong-arming, who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, the next one we have is actually from Asylum again, because there were a lot of different endings in Arkham Asylum that maybe someone who played through the game once wouldn't notice these references.
But if you were going for that platinum, unless you played it on hard right away, which I did not. I put it on regular and enjoyed myself, and then amped it up a bit once I felt confident. But if you play through and you get to the end, you'll see either Bane, Scarecrow, or Killer Croc in the end credit scene where they jump out of the asylum water. There's like a lake surrounding on the island. And so, or ocean maybe? I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
No. But so they come out and you see those three different characters, which is really cool because Bane is grabbing a container of Titan, which translates to city obviously very well. You see it when you have to destroy his Titan containers. Killer Croc comes out and does the same thing, grabs some Titan formula, and Scarecrow, I believe, either grabs the same or is grabbing fear gas.
I think they're all grabbing.
Oh, they're all grabbing Titan. Okay,
but perfect. It's all their different arms, and it has different implications. The only one of those that pays off, I guess, is Bane. Nobody else has anything to really do with Titan going forward, actually, which is the weird thing. Unless it's just like grabbing something to stay afloat.
No, or I guess the only thing that came to mind was if Scarecrow used it for Night for his new fear gas formula. Like the Cloudburst and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if that's.
I don't really remember what the Cloudburst formula is. I do know it was perfected over time though, and he ordered those bugs, obviously, which we've talked about from City.
Right.
So there was a lot of different stuff that went into that, but it is interesting to show that all these characters did survive.
Yes.
And how they all were left open-ended at the end, but. Come on, who also thought they were going to kill off Bane, Killer Croc, or Scarecrow in the first game?
Well, it was cool how they did it, though, because all three of them ended up in the water in some capacity. Bane got hit by a car, and then Croc takes down Scarecrow, and you never see him again after the boss fight. So,
right.
It was pretty cool to see.
It also makes you wonder how Scarecrow survived, if he stabbed Killer Croc with the fear gas, what was left of it, or what he did.
What happened? You never hear about it.
But he is mauled.
He is.
And he lives in pain.
Brutal in Night.
Yeah. So this next one is actually a reference to Batman the Animated Series, the episode The Laughing Fish.
Yeah, if you go down in the steel mill, and then if you go past where, Joker's room and then the office up there, and you go down the elevator shaft a little bit, you'll see like a secret room where you had to go in and get the freeze grenade burst, where it did multiple at the same time, I believe. It was a new tech thing. It was a side mission. But also down there's an Easter egg with Laughing Fish and actually Joker X-ray glasses from Arkham Asylum. So they're all in like this little box, which is a really cool reference to the animated series, which is obviously where Arkham started, where it got its roots, because you see just so many connections to that with the characters, the voice actors, everything. So it was an awesome reference to one of my favorite episodes in the animated series.
Yeah, and that was one of the episodes in the animated series where it seemed like Joker was beginning to escalate in terms of his plots.
Yes.
And also his psychopathy, because they don't tell you if anyone really dies, but there is an implication early on that some of the people infected by the laughing gas don't make it in the animated series. And then they really only show you that later on in the show.
Correct.
Like people just straight up being dead.
Yes.
It seems like they were trying to skirt a censorship line for a little bit, and then they're like, yeah, whatever.
It was pretty dark for sure.
Yeah.
And they had I believe, is that the one with Captain Clown as well? Because
the big robot?
The big robot.
Yeah, because he fights the big robot and he gets his butt handed to him.
And he gets stuck into like a fish, like a barrel, and then he launched down below, and then they poke holes in it. It's got some of my favorite lines too, especially when Joker's like, "You killed Captain Clown," and he says it like multiple times. One of my favorite lines in the entire animated series. So I love that episode. It's a great Easter egg. It's just a really subtle one too, and they paired it with the X-ray glasses from Asylum. Just kind of a gag bit of Joker's previous tomfoolery. So
it's fantastic. The final one that I do want to talk about is actually a pretty big deal that you would very likely miss. It is in Seagate Amusement Park in the Matter of Family add-on to Batman Arkham Knight, where you are playing as Batgirl. Now, who do you think is in this as a villain? I mean, you obviously have Joker, Harley Quinn, all these thugs, right? what if I told you Starro the Conqueror from the Justice League comics is actually here? Starro was a big deal in the comics, but not as much in the animated stuff. He really only showed up in Beyond, but he is essentially this starfish who can recreate like little versions of himself and take over the minds of pretty much everybody. He's done it to the Justice League before a lot of times, and he sort of creates this mindless hive mind army under himself of superpowered individuals. And he is actually behind a glass case in the water, entrapped there. And it seems like he was a actual attraction, because there is also a poster of him as well. But then this thing never opens up, because you find out over time, you know, the whole, didn't he go by Jack White during this Joker?
Yes.
Earlier on, and he was kind of manipulating people and getting this land and sort of setting everything up in the meantime. And then the dude's daughter dies, and all of a sudden this isn't going to open up, and it just goes to Joker. You know, very conveniently.
Very conveniently. Yeah, I thought it was a really cool Easter egg, because, yeah, it never opens up. He's kind of just left there, which is for the best for the universe, really. Like, you see, I think in Beyond, you see him take over Superman. It's an older Superman. And that's some sort of power to take over. So it was a really good episode of Beyond too. If you haven't seen it, it's
fantastic. Absolutely. I believe it was called The Call.
Yes,
it's part 1 and 2 of The Call. Even if you don't watch the rest of Beyond, those 2 episodes are fantastic.
It's a black and white suit. He's got a little bit of gray in his hair. And Superman looks dope, and then you've got Starro the Conqueror taking him over. So he's a really cool, interesting villain that you don't see and hear a lot of at all. So it was a really unique reference, and I thought a really interesting way to fit him in, I guess.
A very Rocksteady thing.
Yes,
to like
no
throw
doubt.
something in the background there of such significance.
Oh my gosh.
And I think, you know, just in capping that off, along with the Lex Luthor thing that we talked about, this all does just sort of, even the Laughing Fish, it stands to build up the universe, because I take everything that is in the game essentially as canon. So it's like, to me, the Laughing Fish gag must have happened at some point in this universe, you know? Starro exists as a character, even if you don't see him. Lex Luthor is off there in the distance, even if he's not in the game. It's really just interesting to see that world built up. And that's why, I mean, I even made a video about this. One reason why I do want to see one more game in this continuity is to just see all that payoff, you know, not every single thing, but just that world built up a little more, because it's already so alive.
They just dive deep, and they're legitimate fans, super fans of the content. So it's pretty cool to
it's
go
really
back and
fun.
just see all the Easter eggs too that even we don't even remember sometimes. It's like, oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that we like checked that out. So yeah.
So hey, let us know in the comments down below, what are your favorite Easter eggs from this series, whether it's from Origins, Blackgate, maybe Night Asylum City. What do you like in this? Let us know. Be sure to check out all the links down below. Again, as always, the new Let's Play channel is down there. The Twitter, Patreon, if you want to help support the channel in that way. Reddit, Instagram. It's all down there. We'll see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day, everybody, and stay shui. And don't put any starfishes on your face or chest. It's not a good idea, especially not if they have one singular eyeball in the middle of them. Just a bad call. Don't do it.